attacks. Okay, now we're talking. Now I'll have enough for that. Creatures that control power 4 or greater gain X-proof and indestructible. So let's see. Okay. He paid, so I can actually go with that and that. Ooh. Passage and Ouroboros, why not? Okay. Okay. We are doing something here. I will pay, yes. Gain a little bit of life. Put another counter. I'll go with the Great Henge. And I'll go with Ouroboros. Gain a little bit of life. Put more counters. And we got the win. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be another all-out brawl episode, this time in ABZAN colors. The commander that won the poll was Betor, king to all. If you don't know, Betor is a spirit dragon that has flying. It's a 5/7, it costs 2 generic, 1 white, 1 black, 1 green. It's ABZAN. And at the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, you draw a card. Then if creatures you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. Then if creatures you control have total toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up. Now, most people build this deck with just thinking about big booty creatures like Genova Ancient Calamity, that's a 1/5. Ancient Gold Dragon, that's a 7/10, and that is totally fine because you get cards like Ancient Lumberknot that allows your creatures with toughness greater than its power to assign combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So this would be a 5/5 basically every attack step. This would be a 10/10, you know, so that is a very good way of building this deck. But I, as always, decided to have 2 or 3 main strategies. The less interesting strategy is dragons. I love dragons. Betor is a dragon, so I added a couple, just like Disruptive Stormbrood that helps dealing with creatures and artifacts or enchantments. Kura, Dragon Lord Dromoka, like I was saying, Ancient Gold Dragon, and then you have Old Gnawbone and Betor, obviously. So those are all dragons. I think I'm missing one maybe, but still doesn't really matter. Those are the dragons I chose for this deck. They're all pretty good. They all serve a purpose and I didn't want to use the same ones every time. So then you have probably the 2 most important ways of winning with this deck. You gain a lot of life with cards like Idle Souls, Johnny's Welcome, Authority of the Consuls, Lunarch Veteran, Soul Warden, Speaker of the Avens, Ocelot Pride. There are more, don't worry. Gala Greeters as well, Innkeeper's Talent. Sorry, it's the other Innkeeper, it's the Prosperous Innkeeper. Elazil Kor, Heliod, and Helia, and Irit Gainsborough. Also the Great Henge, obviously. But all of those gain you life, and that life gain will allow you to grow your creatures. And that is basically the third way you have of winning with this deck, because you have cards like Essence Channeler, Voice of the Blessed, Prelasara, Exemplar of Light, obviously. These cards will get huge. That will allow Betor's ability to trigger. You also have cards like Innkeeper's Talent and where is it? Ardent Scales that will allow the counters to stack up even more, which is amazing. And then you have cards like Metastatic Evangel and Watley's Raptor that will proliferate. Warden of the Grove also gives counters. Mossborn Hydra gets counters whenever land gets into the battlefield. Genova gives counters. So there's a lot of things here that you can do. There's a lot of crazy stuff like Cosmogran Zenith, Sky Knight Squire, also things that give counters or have counters. Elspeth, then you have the big finishers like Crater of Behemoth and Rise of the Dark Realms, and you know, it's a very, very, very fun deck. You have several synergies working all together that can win you the game in a lot of different ways. So I think you're gonna enjoy the video. I think you're gonna have fun with it. I think you're gonna have fun with the deck, and let me know down in the comments if you try it out or not, and what kind of success you had. I'm not gonna waste any more of your guys' time, and let's just get into some games. Okay, so we are ready to play against Lathril Blade of the Elves. So it's gonna be a low to the ground quick deck. I cannot keep this because I'm missing the correct colors, but we do have a survey land and we do have a metastatic evangel that we can play. Nah, I cannot keep this. I cannot justify that. This one's much better, much better. I think I'll go get a black and white with the Bloodstained Mire. So probably the shadowy backstreet that has surveil. Okay, Ouroboros, that's not fantastic, but it's not the worst thing of all time either. We will now play what? I think the Bitter Blossom, I think it's better. Because that will give us creatures every turn, and then we'll just, it's a matter of time. See, we have blockers, so okay. Should I go with Warden of the Grove? Should I go with Essence Channeler? I don't think Essence Channeler is the play here, so I'm gonna go with Warden of the Grove. At least have one creature that's big on the battlefield. Losing Bitter Blossom wouldn't be like awful. Wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't be awful, you know what I mean? Okay, so we have options. We can go with these two, proliferate, make Warden of the Grove even bigger, but right now we don't really have anything to gain life and actually utilize the proliferate as we should. So I think I'm just gonna fell the Profane Lisa. I think that's the best play here. I will not attack, just make my Warden of the Grove a little bit bigger. This Glissa is gonna be one of those annoying ass blockers. Oh, god damn it. We need the Boseiju. So, okay, Rose Thorn Acolyte. Forest is good. We can Ouroboros and make everything bigger. But I can also play these two and then Ouroboros the turn after. I think that might make sense, right? I'll put 2 counters on it. And I will also put 2 counters on the Essence Channeler. And now I'll just proliferate. And no attack. So now we have 3 very big creatures on the battlefield. And next turn we will have an Ouroboros, which will be very, 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 very good in this situation specifically, because it's gonna enter with 2 counters or whatever. No, actually it's gonna enter with 4 counters, so it's gonna be a big one, but I don't know if we're gonna survive. We don't have enough for Elazil Core and Ouroboros, right? Right, so okay, let us just Ouroboros then. This, put 4 counters on Ouroboros and then proliferate everything, and now everything gets a lot bigger and we just attack. Our opponent is forced to block if he wants to win. He didn't want to lose his creatures. It would be very difficult to survive this, but I think we played this pretty decently. Urza's Incubator made our opponent's strategy much easier to follow. I think we chose correctly to kill Glissa because that would be one of those creatures that would just attack every turn with pretty much no downside, but it is what it is. Metastatic Evangel was an MVP in this situation, so was Warden of the Grove, so couldn't really see Betor, but he was already on 70, which is crazy. But yeah, let's get into another one. Very interesting game against Korem, the Undertaker or something like that. I don't remember. It's Korem something. Pretty awesome deck. Actually want to build it now. Not IRL. I already have too many things IRL to spend money on. Okay. I do not dislike this hand actually. And I'm going first, so I'm gonna go Caves of Coilos, Guide of Souls, and then turn to Wastewood Verge, Delighted Elfling, and Speaker of the Avens. Even if the Guide of Souls dies or whatever first on turn 1, I can still go with my turn 2 plan. Or maybe I'll just Ocelot Pride. Who knows? I'll probably Delighted Elfling, though. I think that's the better play, because it will give me a little bit more mana to play after. And I think Augur of Autumn is going to be a good one. So I'm going to attack because why wouldn't I? No point not to. So either Warden of the Grove or Augur of Autumn. I can't play Augur of Autumn? Oh no, because it's not legendary. Okay, so in that case, I think Ocelot Pride is the play. And of course, I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna let this happen. Maybe I should have a little bit of water next to me, but so here comes Urza. Okay, we got another land, which is great. We cannot now actually go with Warden of the Grove, so I'm gonna go with doesn't matter. Why the hell is that? Oh, because I keep forgetting that this only pays for the goddamn it only uses color for the legendary creatures. I keep forgetting about that. Now, Giver of Runes. Okay, and I can actually attack with the Ocelot Pride. Pay for energy, it becomes a flyer, a 3/3 flyer. And now it's basically just energy, tokens, counters, blah blah. And one more land we can play Betor. If not, well, we'll see what happens. Our opponent is definitely not out of this. Like, we're going pretty wide, but so far I don't think any of this is a threat, an actual threat. So okay, Cosmos Elixir doesn't really scare me at all. Ooh, fell the Profane. But I think I need the land, so I'm going to pay 3 life and I'm gonna play Betor. King to all. I will be creating a spirit just so that I can get a little bit more energy, and I'll attack with these two. I'll pay Speaker of the Evans, gain life, gain more life, and now I'll activate this ability, creating another token, and at the end of the turn all of these triggers will, well, trigger. So I'm drawing, creating a lot more tokens, gaining more life, and just Speaker of the Avens and Ocelot Pride, they untap, both of them untap, so pretty cool. And if we get a chance to keep all our creatures, we can actually go with Watley's Raptor and proliferate on everything that already has counters. Depending on what he tries to kill or whatever, I'll just let that happen. It will control to its owner's end whenever you guys close. Okay, I'll let that happen because I don't know exactly what our opponent has. And I would rather give protection with something to the giver of ruins to something that might be a little bit more important than the Speaker of the Heavens. And we got another land, so this can be a crazy turn. So Speaker of the Heavens first and foremost, right? Let's see, he might counter. Okay, there was no counters there. I'll put the counters, and now if I do this, I will not have enough. Yeah, but I will do this either way. I'd much rather Augur of the Autumn now. Maybe I'm being a little too, you know, I'm going to attack with everything. That as well, and even that one. I will now pay 4 and just let's see what our opponent does now. So he just blocks there. There's not a lot more he could do, so, and he goes down to 5. That was dumb. I probably could have attacked with everything. I didn't really do the math that well there, but let's see. A bunch more triggers, a bunch more stuff's happening. Like, Guide of Souls is an insane card. So let's see what our opponent tries to do now. He's only on 3 life. We have a board filled with creatures, witness protection. I don't think I care. You can have that. Worm Coil Engine. That's perfectly fine. And we got another win. Like, I was keeping the Giver of Runes for I don't even know what, if I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really feel like it was that important to protect Betor from the witness protection there. It was kind of a meme for me right now, because I would just win next turn if that's all he had. Maybe with the Giver of Runes I could protect something like the Ocelot Pride or whatever, you know, but against a deck like Urza that can go crazy, there are a lot of artifacts that do a lot of different things. I think that this was a pretty decent win. Let's get into another one. We have now Alicia, who laughs at fate. Alicia? I don't know. But this end is decent. We can go with the Lunarch Veteran, and next turn probably Fanatic of Ronus. Ooh, nope. Let's gain more life. Let's go with the life gain. Okay, so we have 3 creatures now. Pretty decent. And next turn we can Fanatic of Ronus. This is a dangerous deck, but we could use something a little bit different here. I'm going to go with that and green. Well, yeah, it doesn't really make any difference, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go with that and that. Change the plan. And now I'll go with that. Pay a green one. And I'll just put the counter on Soul Warden. No attack. People really are in a hurry sometimes in this game, you know. Really? Was that it? Was that the reason you were such in a hurry? Come on, man. Do better. Okay, Rakdos the muscle. No blocks. We are in a very healthy life total, so this sucks. No lands. So I think I'm gonna be forced to go with the Fanatic of Ronas here. And I'll put the counter there to, you know, try and make it a decent blocker. Of course, I'm not gonna block if it's Inti because it's gonna keep taking things out of the no blocks again. Not like super worried. It's probably gonna kill the ABZAN's Pilgrim. That's what I would do at least. That does nothing, but I always like to do that. Like I have something. Shadow Spear, okay. We still have... Okay, so at least it's land, you know. It sucks, but at least it's land. We're gaining a little bit more. I will go with Skynet Squire now. And again, no attacks. We have Kaya's Wrath to kinda, you know, take care of our issues here, but our opponent is being minus screwed and so are we. Okay, so braids. I'm sure there's... Yeah, the intention is that Childred's eating, so I need to sacrifice something. I'll sacrifice Lonarch Veteran. I can just replay it next turn. No blocks. Enjoy life, my guy. And okay. So I can bestow something, right? So I will bestow the Sky Knight Squire. I don't have mana, but that is always good. And I will go with this one. Gaining a little bit of life. Putting some more counters on stuff. I'll put a counter there, why not? And I will attack with the Squire now. Okay. And next turn we can actually, if the Squire survives, we will actually have Fanatic of Ronas giving us 4 green instead of just 2. Instead of just 1, I mean. So what's he gonna take back? I don't even know. But I'm sure now it's the time Alicia is coming, so it wouldn't make any sense not to play Alicia this turn. Unless he has other plans, but I don't know what other plans would be better than that. What the hell was that? Okay. Yes, sure, why not? So if I go with the Great Edge, Let me think. I can also go with Betor. Yeah, I will. I'm gaining life. That gets a counter. I will not have enough for that, which sucks. I will put a counter there. No attacks. Okay, now we're talking. Now I'll have enough for that. Creatures that control a power of 4 or greater gain X-proof and indestructible. So let's see. Because I can double block the Inti. That doesn't have haste, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Does that give haste? No, just trample and lifelink. Okay. I need to see what our opponent does. Okay. He paid, so I can actually go with that and that. Ooh. Passage and Ouroboros, why not? Okay. Okay. We are doing something here. I will pay, yes. Gain a little bit of life. Put another counter. I'll go with the Great Henge. And I'll go with Ouroboros. Gain a little bit of life. Put more counters. And we got the win. That was fantastic. That was a very good win in my opinion. I don't know if we played the best game of all time. I wouldn't say that, but pretty decent. That Betor ability that if you have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control, allied with the Fanatic of Ronus, tapping for 4 mana, and having a Smuggler Surprise really came in clutch. And you know, we managed to survive, and sometimes that's all you need to do. So let's get into another one. Hopefully this will be the last game, and it's against a very aggro deck, Melody the Witch, and we got a crappy hand. Melody the Witch playing Krenko Mob Boss. 3 names. We gotta take the mulligan, and I'm definitely keeping this one. Much more interesting. I'll definitely Guide of Souls turn 1. Authority of the Council is fantastic, but I will definitely Guide of Souls turn 1. And I will Sky Knight Squire turn 2. And I will Trelasar turn 3. So we got another land, so that's also pretty decent. Our opponent seems to have something, but is not really doing anything, so we will take it. Not that my mouse is annoying me. Okay, so on turn 3, Heraldic Banner. Okay, so I think I'm changing, unless we get another white source, untapped white source. I think I'm changing my tune a little bit, and I'm gonna go with Authority of the Council. Okay, that is fantastic. So let us immediately Trelasara. We're getting life, we're getting triggers, we're getting scries. I'll take another land. I'll attack. And now I will Authority of the Councils. So that might put a damp on our opponent's intentions. I'm fine with that, don't really care. Okay, so Godless Shrine, I pay 2, and I play the Ancient Lumberknot. getting some more triggers, doing some more stuff, attacking. Unfortunately, we have to be very aggressive here. Well, unfortunately. It is what it is. Next turn we could... No, we could not. 1, 2... Yeah, we could not. Our opponent can just Cranko. We are gaining a lot of life, so the more our opponent creates, the more life we gain. But then again, this will eventually play out in our opponent's favor because of Heraldic Banner, for example. Right? So it's not great for us unless we can somehow finish the game right now, but we cannot. So okay, so I think I will play this tap. I don't want to lose unnecessary life. I will deal 4, 8, 10 and have a blocker. No, I will not go there now. Our opponent is dealing a lot of damage, but we need to remind ourselves that we have 35 life. So maybe we're risking a lot, but 1 damage. And now he's gonna, what, kill the rest? No. Okay, so we're gaining a bunch. I don't know if he's gonna tap Cranko again. That's fine. I have no problems with that. He's tapping Cranko again or gaining a bunch of life. Okay, so that wasn't ideal, but yeah. Let us go get something along these lines so we can see what we get. Yeah, I want a Boseiju next turn, so I'm just gonna play that. And I think we win this. Take action, Ancient Lumber Knot. Yep, we win this. So fantastic. Another fantastic showing of Guide of Souls. I think Guide of Souls is an auto-including pretty much every creature slash energy slash life gain deck. Like, it's... what a card, man. What a card. This is gonna be it in terms of gameplay. I think this is good enough. Betor allows a lot of great synergies, in my opinion. I don't know if we showcased it to the best of his abilities. I built it in a way that was like I always do. I always trying to build decks that can do multiple things, that have multiple game plans. Most people, I think, build this with like big bodies and cards like Ancient Lumber Knot that will allow creatures to assign combat damage equal to its toughness rather than the power. But I think that having something like Life Gain, which you see can get us out of a lot of binds, something like a lot of card draw, and then having that power that Ancient Lumber Knot, Betor, and other dragons, for example, because I also had a little bit of a dragon theme added into the deck, I think it works pretty well. It's a pretty fun deck. I definitely won more games than I lost, especially today while recording, so pretty decent. This was it, guys. This was the deck. I really hope you enjoyed the video and the gameplay, and let me know if you made any changes, if you have any suggestions, cards to add, cards to take out, better strategy to follow, something like that. Let me know if you used Betor down in the comments, and what deck did you run. I would love to know that from you guys. And thank you so much for all the support. We hit 300 subs. I think we're on 301 right now, so thank you so much. That means the world to me. And yeah, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave that like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Everything is extremely appreciated, like I said before, and like I say in every single video. It's going to be extremely appreciated when I have 50k subs. When I have 50k subs. Or now that I only quote unquote have 301. So appreciate you guys coming on this journey and this ride with me, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.